Hey everyone, it's me, Jessie with Pampered Chef, bringing you all things fun and foodie from right here in my kitchen. Today I am making some waffles with some plum and black cherry sauce. I saw Jeff Morrow make the sauce on an episode of The Kitchen a couple of weeks ago, and I thought, oh my gosh, this would be so good on waffles. He actually did it with a shortcake, which would be good too, but this I just thought for a Sunday brunch would be amazing. So in my 12-inch nonstick skillet, I have 3 black plums and 1/3 cup of sugar, and then I am using, let me move this a little bit. I've already pitted about 1 cup of cherries, and I'm using the new cherry and olive pitter to pit just the last couple. I wanted to show you how easy it was because you can do 4 at a time. Just put them in and press down, and that's it. All of the pits are out, and they get contained in the bottom of the cherry and olive pitter. So it's a lot less mess, and it's a lot easier to do a bunch of them. So I have about 1 cup of them here, and I'm just going to cut them in half. Black cherries and plums are such an amazing combination, and they're like the perfect fruit to bridge the gap between summer and winter. I could eat so many plums and cherries. All right, so I'm getting these into the skillet with the plums. Try to get a lot of that delicious juice. Dry my hands off real quick. And then let's get this cutting board out of the way. All right, we have just a couple more little ingredients to add in here. We're going to do the zest from 1 lemon. And you want to be careful not to get the pith into your whatever it is you're making, because that can be bitter. You just want to get just the outside, just the skin, get all those oils. All right, put that off to the side. And then fresh ginger. Now I keep my ginger in the freezer. No, I'm not gonna peel it. I literally get it from the store, wash it off, throw it in a baggie, and then when I need it, I just grate it fresh, pop it back in the freezer. It's easy. You always have fresh ginger on hand. If you like to cook Indian or Chinese or Thai food, it's always good to have fresh ginger. So have that, pop this right back in my trusty little baggie, and then stick that back in the freezer. Now, the last thing, I moved my cutting board too soon, is 1/2 of a lemon squeezed. Now, you're going to need to make sure that your lemon is skin side up. All right, and then just get that in there. No. Throw that over in the garbage area. And we're going to put in some cinnamon. No, I'm not measuring. It's probably about 1 teaspoon. And we already have ginger nuts for the whipped cream. All right, so this is going over medium heat, and we're just gonna let those juices come out of the fruit, and the fruit get nice and just a little bit soft. This is going to be so good. As soon as I saw him making it, I was totally drooling. So I have been waiting to get plums and cherries so that I could make this for you guys. All right, now to get started on our waffles. I was going to use the Pampered Chef waffle and pancake mix, and I was all set to do that, and then I got into the pantry and discovered I was out of mix. But that's okay, because the Griddle and Grill book that comes with the Griddle and Grill that I'm going to be using to make the waffles comes with a really great recipe, and it is not hard to make at all. So in here, in my batter bowl, I have 1 cup of flour, 1/4 cup of cornstarch, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, and a little tiny bit of salt. And then I am going to add in, this is 1 cup of buttermilk, 1 egg, and a splash of vanilla. Just gonna pour that in. And then this can go off to the side. And then 3 tablespoons of melted butter. I'm gonna reserve a little of the melted butter because I'm going to use that to brush the waffles. Now, real quick tip, if you do not keep buttermilk in the fridge, you can always buy powdered buttermilk. I like to keep this in the freezer. You can keep it in the fridge too, but it just mixes with water and you always have it on hand for when you're making like fried chicken or waffles, pancakes. You can also use just regular milk and add in a little bit of vinegar or lemon juice and stir it up, and that will also give you a buttermilk flavor and consistency. All right, so let's mix this up. We don't want to mix it too much because we don't want to bring out all the gluten in the flour. We don't want tough waffles. We want nice, tender, delicious waffles. All right, and then just as a little addition, not in the recipe, but I think everything breakfasty, if it's sweet, needs a little more vanilla. So I'm adding in a splash of vanilla, and since we're using cinnamon in the fruit, I thought let's add some cinnamon in the waffle batter as well. All right, so just mixing that up till it's just mixed. There are still a couple little tiny lumps in here, but I'm not going to worry about it at all. All right, I preheated the griddle and grill before I got on here with you guys so that it could be all ready to go. So I'll move that in so you can see. Now you have seen me use this before for making sandwiches and hamburgers and all sorts of things, but it also comes with waffle plates, which I really, really love. And again, these are really non-stick, but just to bring out the nutty, delicious flavor of the butter, I'm going to be brushing these with melted butter, just using my silicone basting brush. You can also just spritz them with oil. You don't want to use like Pam or anything on here. All right, so I'm just brushing it. The griddle and grill is hot already. I had it set to 375 degrees just on the panini maker, and I set it for a half an hour, but it won't take a half an hour to make all of this. Okay, so I'm going to pour, actually, let's get a scraper so I don't make a huge mess. I'm just gonna pour about a half a cup in the center of each part of the waffle maker. Look at that. Approximate, cooking for real. And shut the lid. Now this will only take about 1.5 to 2 minutes to cook the waffles. So let's get out a plate so that you can see when it's done. Check on our delicious fruit. You can't see it yet, but the cherries are starting to break down. The sugar is releasing, helping the fruit to release some of the juice. It's going to be delicious. All right. Can almost smell that waffle. It's almost done. It's gonna get nice and toasty and delicious. I'm so excited. All right. I'm trying to be patient and not open it. All right, while that is cooking, I wanted to make some whipped cream. Now, Jeff Morrow from the kitchen did make this whipped cream for his shortcake. So I thought we should put whipped cream on our waffles because, why not? So I'm using the whipped cream maker and I'm just putting whipping cream inside. All right, let's see. Think they're done? Oh, yes, they're done. I did not put enough batter in, obviously, but let's do another set. Maybe I did only about 1/4 of a cup. I didn't want to go too far over. It's all right, they will still taste absolutely delicious. Put that in there. All right, maybe get some tongs so I don't burn my hands. So the whipped cream maker I put in, it's got a fill line, it's about 1 cup of whipping cream. And then I'm going to put in a little bit of powdered sugar, just about 1 tablespoon. You don't want it overly sweet since the waffles have sugar in them and the fruit has sugar in them. just want a hint of sweetness. And then another splash of vanilla because, you know, why not? Just a little, just a tiny little bit. And I'm putting in some grated or granulated ginger, powdered ginger. Just a little bit of that as well. And now the original recipe on Food Network has cardamom in it, but I didn't have any cardamom, so I'm putting in a splash of cinnamon. Now, I'm going to lock the lid, and then I'm just gonna move this up and down, and it only takes about 30 seconds, and you will have whipped cream. You can already feel it getting thicker. It's so cool. It's so easy to make fresh whipped cream in this. And you can flavor the whipped cream with all kinds of things. Look, we're almost at whipped cream consistency right now. All right, let's check this other waffle. Yep, we're done. Isn't that fast? So crazy. All right, and then this one did come out perfect. All right, so 4 waffles done. It's been about 4 minutes. Add a little more butter, not too much, just a little. And a little more batter. Shut the lid. Go check on this fruit for a second. Oh yes, it is getting gorgeous. Just gorgeous. This is so fast too. Of course, normally we wouldn't be eating breakfast at 12:45 in the afternoon, but you know, whatever, life. All right, I think we are about there. Oh yes, we have whipping cream, guys. Don't take it too far or you're going to end up with butter. Maybe one day I'll show you guys how to do that. It only takes about another 30 seconds to make butter in here. All right, scrape off all the yummy goodness of whipping cream. Now, whipping cream, could eat it just like this. Put it in your coffee, put it on top of ice cream. I may or may not be licking that off as soon as I'm done with this video. I will be honest, I'm not wasting any drops of that. All right, look at how fast these cook up. Last couple. Now, if you were cooking like a double batch of waffles, you could keep the oven on warm and a baking stone in there. And then you could lay the waffles on top of that in your oven. And that way, if you were cooking for, 10, 20 people, everybody's breakfast would be hot. Or you could do like a waffle bar. Everybody make their own waffle and top it with whatever they desire. So waffles are a great breakfast brunch item. All right, check on this fruit. And I'd say we are ready for the last addition to the fruit. So while the waffles finish up, let me bring the fruit over here. Look at that. All the juices have released. It is delicious looking and it smells so good. The last little bit of this recipe is a half a stick of butter. So I'm just gonna put half a stick of butter in the fruit and let it go back over the heat until it melts. The butter is just going to add a glossiness and a richness to this recipe. It's going to be so, so good. I seriously cannot wait to eat this. All right, waffles. See, perfect every single time. Last set, I think. Make sure we have all of the batter out of our pan, or out of our batter bowl. Yep, there you go. Put this in the sink. And while we're waiting on the last waffle to cook up, let's start plating. Just doing a little stir on this because the butter, I had my butter in the freezer. It was a little hard. All right. I think 2 waffles is going to be good. What do you guys think? And then let's check this. Yep, perfect. No. There we go. Big old pile of waffles. Let's move this out of the way. Let's get out a plate for Mr. Teacher and we can do this all at the same time. All right, 2 waffles for him, 2 waffles for me. So this made 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 waffles. So extra waffles can get frozen in the freezer. I like to freeze them flat, and then when you need breakfast, you can throw them in the oven, or I throw them in the air fryer. Then they get nice and crispy. So you have waffles for another morning of breakfast, or you can just toast them up, spread them with peanut butter or jelly, and eat them that way. I do that a lot on school days. All right, look at this. So this is, again, 3 plums, a cup of pitted black cherries, 1/3 of a cup of sugar, a little bit of fresh grated ginger, lemon juice, lemon zest, and that butter. And then all this juice just like came out of the fruit. Oh my goodness. I wish you could smell this. All right. So, you know, I think we'll just eat all the fruit today. Why not? So maybe if you're making this for a crowd, you're gonna wanna up the amount of fruit, because if you're big fruit lovers like we are, you will eat all of it. All right, so that is done. And now a big plop of our cinnamon, ginger, slightly sweet whipped cream. And last but not least, I chopped up some walnuts just like they did on the kitchen. They used candy walnuts. I thought we did not need more sweetness since this is a brunch recipe. And I just did the regular chopped walnuts that I toasted. And that is it, everybody. Breakfast is served. I will post what I did for the waffles and the original recipe from the kitchen below this. Have a great day. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.